It now appears as though George Santos slash Anthony DeVolder may have lied about his COVID diagnosis. Everything has to be hyperbolic with Santos. And he once claimed to be one of the first people in the United States to be diagnosed with COVID-19, which is like, what? This is the hallmark of pathological liars, where they lie about things no one really cares about. Like, someone had to be one of the first people diagnosed with COVID. Doesn't really matter who it was, but he had to claim he was one of those people. A Business Insider reports George Santos claimed to be one of the first people in the U.S. diagnosed with COVID. That looks to be bogus too. George Santos's latest dubious claim involves a COVID diagnosis from 2020. The timeline of testing positive and getting sick differs in various retellings of the story. His descriptions of the severity of his illness have also changed over time. The first case of COVID in New York was confirmed on March 1st, 2020. And Santos said in a conservative podcast he had symptoms of COVID just a week later, around March 9th. Unfortunately, on the 9th of March, I became symptomatic with what we all know very well, COVID, aka coronavirus, commonly known as the Chinese flu. On the 11th, I ended up in the hospital, really bad fever, body aches. He said he was in a hospital in Queens. He was there by ambulance, spent 5 hours in isolation, had fever, he was hallucinating, and ultimately tested positive on March 14th and subsequently negative on March 26th. But when he later talked about the story, he had a different story, both in terms of the severity and the timeline. On the day Santos says he got a positive test, he was bedridden with a fever. His campaign put out a press release including a quote from him, and didn't mention that he was sick. It's kind of weird to put out a statement about COVID on a day on which you're positive and you're so sick you can't leave your bed, and you don't mention you have it. 4 days later, he was on Fox Business and he seemed completely fine. Very weird. And meanwhile, in a September 2020 interview with the Long Island outlet, The Island Now, he says the hospital said, oh, just take some Advil or Aleve. And March 5th, 2021, he said on Twitter, it was his anniversary of going to the hospital for COVID, but that lines up with a completely different date. So he lied about his employment history. He lied about his educational history. He lied about his athletic acumen. He lied about being Jewish from a family of Holocaust survivors. It appears as though he also lied about the COVID-19 timeline. Really wacky and bizarre stuff. I hope they do destroy his career because he deserves to have it destroyed. Now, I'm not saying he shouldn't work and he should starve, okay? He should have his career in the position that he obtained based on lying about everything destroyed. That career. He can go back and, if he thinks that he's a finance guy, even though those were lies, go back and work in finance or, get some job somewhere else. But the job he got on the basis of the lies, he should lose. And let's hope that happens. One of our sponsors today is Zippix Nicotine Toothpicks. Zippix brings you a convenient alternative to smoking and vaping and the vape clouds, the ashtrays, the thing in your lip that people can see. I've seen that around. This is an easier and less messy way to curb the cravings, and you can use Zippix just about anywhere. Zippix is available in 6 flavors with 2 or 3 milligram strength. The nicotine and the flavor are long-lasting, and Zippix has helped countless people kick the bad habits, and they are bad habits. Zippix toothpicks are FDA registered. Their customer service is second to none. It is one of the most cost-effective alternatives. Also, check out their B12 and caffeine toothpicks. See for yourself why so many people have switched to Zippix toothpicks. You can only get Zippix online. Go to zippixtoothpicks.com and get 10% off with the code PACMAN. The link is down below.